Hello. If you can see me and hear me, let me hear you say hello.
Hello, hello.
If you can, if you can see me and hear me, let me hear you say hello, neo-noir.
Hello.
Hello, neo-noir.
All right.
Hello.
That's a beautiful hello.
Hello.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is everybody all in accounted for, dear? All right. Welcome to the LA Neo-Noir Novel Film and Script Festival interviews. In the words of the great, the legendary, what is his name? Raymond Chandler, ladies and gentlemen. Down these mean streets a man must go who is neither tarnished nor afraid. And we're a little bit of all of that, but we're going to go nonetheless into the 13th annual LA Neo-Noir Novel Film and Script Festival. You can applaud if you want. Help yourself. Don't hesitate. Don't hold back. This is not the time to hold back. This is only the time to turn up and lose your minds. Now, we're going to do this. We don't have a lot of time, so we want to get down to the nitty-gritty. Is everybody accounted for? Let's make sure we have all of our guests here. The great Tony Stengel, I see. We have Louis Fantasia, not of the movie Fantasia, but his own sort of thing he's got going on. Yep. We have Martin Navarro. He probably plays a guitar of some sort with the Chili Peppers, but we'll deal with that at another time. We have Jay Shearer. Jay Shearer. There's a lot of famous Jays in the world. Julius Galacki, as opposed to Caesar. We'll deal with him in a second. Michael Zwain. Never the Zwain shall meet, or something to that effect. I forgot how it goes, but Kevin Brunner. It's in case we need a Blade Runner of that fame. Dennis Manning or Ladying, whichever one you prefer. Christine Cuomo. You must have some friends in politics in New York. We'll discuss that later on. Nadali. How should I say?
Ned Daly. 2 words. First name Ned, second name Daly.
All right. That clears things up a lot. Me being from Chicago, we're interested in the Daly people. Judson Vaughn. Judson is in the dark over there. He's going to be oh wow. He turned out to be a handsome person. Who would have thought it, you know? Judson Vaughn, Darko, and his screen is dark with just Darko on it. Okay, he's removed that, and now he's turned into Tim Palamani. All right, I'm just calling out a few names here before we get started, ladies and gentlemen. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God, they just keep coming. We can't begin any party without Daryl Della. So I've always been a fan of Della Reese. How are you, Daryl Della? Nice to meet you.
Doing great, thanks. Nice to meet you too.
All right. 10 is 10, 3, 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I can count. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is how it's going to go. We're going to get the important stuff out of the way first. Who knows their film noir? If you're a film noir aficionado, raise your hand. Johnny Baker, he just showed up. Ned Daly, of course. Dennis Manning is still raising his hand, so he really wants to let us know. Julius Galecki, okay. I'm going to go with Dennis Manning since he has the world's record so far for holding his hand the longest. Dennis, you have 10 seconds for a grand prize of $500 to give us 5 film noir titles in 10 seconds. The clock starts now.
Well, let's see, body heat. I'm stuck on a few more here. I'm gonna lose that time.
All right, you got one. Okay. You have, I'm feeling in a gracious, loving mood today. The father of film noir is blessing me to give you 10 seconds to give me 5 neo-noir titles. The clock starts now. Go, Did. Okay,
Oh,
Skip.
it's still me.
That's all right. We'll come back to you, Dennis. We'll come back to you.
Okay,
You're going to get your chance. You will be able to redeem yourself. I promise you, everyone will. Somebody who here is a neo-noir aficionado? Raise your hand. Who loves neo-noir titles? Raise your hand. Just one guy, 2 guys. Daryl Della, Louis Fantasia, Tennis Stengel, Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, catch a neo-noir by the... Okay, we're just going to go with Daryl Della since he has a lady in his camera. He's the only one that, you know, in Kirsten Cuomo. So we're going to go with Daryl Della. Daryl, first of all, let me ask you, are you a what's his name? Quentin Tarantino. Are you a Quentin Tarantino fan?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. Give me 4 Quentin Tarantino titles with a bit of LA and a bit of neo-noir in them, and give me 4 in 10 seconds. The clock starts now.
Jackie Brown, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Give that man
that
a prize. Woohoo! You did it. He's a
like I got
Hold
an
on to
easy
him.
yeah.
Daryl Della came up with the prize. For that, Daryl, you win the grand prize of 500 to a great new Irish restaurant that's been made known as McDonald's. We're going to send you a coupon to McDonald's that just opened recently over here on Crenshaw, and you can use that coupon to take your friend out and just eat to your heart's content. Okay, we're going to give you a chance later, Dennis Manning, to redeem yourself. But right now, let's get into the nitty gritty, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 13th annual LA Neo-Noir Novel Film and Script Festival major VIP interviews for people that we suspect will be great winners in our festival. We want to start by having everyone state your name, your occupation, and your story, and a brief log line on what it's about. I'll give you an example. I shouldn't say occupation, I should say capacity. First of all, can everyone hear me well? If you can hear me good, let me see a thumbs up in the air. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do, as I said before, I'm going to go to each person, and I want you to give me your name, your capacity, and your title of your project, and a brief summary of what it's about. Here's an example. Hi, I'm Kerry Westbrook. I'm the creator of the LA Neo-Noir Novel Film and Script Festival, and my script festival is about all of the great items of LA Neo-Noir and all of its greatest creators, independent and otherwise, all of the neo-noir creators specifically from LA, but also LA neo-noir creators and just neo-noir creators from around the world. Thank you. You can reach me at Instagram, Carry the Hero, and blah, 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 blah. That's how quick I did it. And see, everyone, how I did that? There was no long pontification on how your mother raised you and all this kind of stuff. We're not going to get into that. That's for the next LA Neo-Noir interview. Right here, quick, brief. We're going to start it with Tony Stengel. Hit it. Take it away, Tony.
Hi there. My name is Tony Stengel. I'm an independent filmmaker and a longtime writer. And right now I am currently a film and theater teacher for high school, 9 through 12. So never a dull moment there. My project is called Planet LA, and it is a film about a martial artist, but it's not a martial art film. It's a gritty action adventure, and the city of Los Angeles plays a pivotal role.
Indeed. Give him a hand. Let's go to Louis Fantasia, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, my name is Louis Fantasia, and I'm the writer and producer on this project. It's called The Barbershop Detective, and it's about an Iraq War veteran who inherits his uncle's downtown mysterious barbershop and also reluctantly inherits his uncle's unknown career as a private detective. So he gets roped into his uncle's world. And that is about it.
Indeed. Thank you, Louis Fantasia. Let's go over here to Martin Navarro. Take it away, Martin.
Hi, my name is Martin Navarro. I'm an independent filmmaker. My project is called Eyes That Kill. It's about a hitman trying to track down a new assignment, which gives him more obstacles than he expected.
Thank you, Martin. And now we're going to Jay Sheriff. Take it away, Jay.
I'm Jay Shear, and I am the co-writer and co-director of No Vacancy. I'll give you the logline. Investigative journalist Lee Larson, coerced to visit a remote motel by an unrelenting extortionist, faces the specter of her past sins.
Past sins, my specialty. We're going to move over here to Julius Galacki. Take it away, Julius.
So my name is Julius Galacki. I make short films, I'm playwright and screenwriter. And my two projects, I have two. There's a short called Hell Hath No Fury, parentheses, Pi. It's a metaphysical noir where Luke, short for Lucifer, falls hard for the boss's dame and they attempt an escape. So that's the little short. And then there's a full length called Pray with a Bullet. In the midst of a bloody New York City gang war, two cops and a mysterious art-living assassin form into a love triangle. It's got the tone of John Woo's The Killer or Luc Besson's The Professional.
Indeed. Thank you, Julius. To Julius or Brutus, one or the other. We're going to move over here to Michael Zwain. Take it away, Michael.
Yeah, hi, Carrie. Hi, everybody. I'm Michael Zwain. My short was Corner of Hollywood and Vine, and it was about two detectives who hunt down or try to hunt down the killer of a top university student in Los Angeles. And that was a short that was about 11 minutes, and I just wrapped up a feature that was about 75 to 80 minutes. I shot it in September, but that one's not noir, so maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that one, but thank you.
Bad, but that was good nonetheless, the first one you talked about, Michael. Thanks for keeping it brief. We're going to move over here to Dennis Manning. Take it away, Dennis.
Hey, good afternoon. This is Dennis Manning. I'm a screenwriter of this production. It's called More Going Down. It's a Miami-based neo-noir thriller about the Cuban kingpin, his entourage, and it's set with an LGBTQ representation, kind of where high-stakes adventure and drama. You can reach me at danforthmusic.com is my site, and that's that.
All right, Dennis Manning gave us a little extra, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have to ask him that later on. Thank you for getting those LGBTQ letters put together right. You don't want to mix them up too much. Next, we're going to go over here to who everybody wants to hear from in New York, the Kirsten Cuomo. So,
hi, I'm Kirsten Cuomo, and for the record, no relation.
Okay.
I am the screenwriter of Escape Velocity. In 1989 Appalachia, we have 3 teens trying to outrun the crack invasion, and 2 bodies are discovered in the woods. You can reach me at kirstencuomo.com.
All right. Now it's time for the Daily Show, and by Daily, I mean Ned Daily, ladies and gentlemen. Take it away, Ned.
Hi, thanks very much for having me. My name's Ned Daly. I wrote the script, I directed, I did the camera work and the editing for a short film called The Albacore Club. The Albacore Club may have some resonance with people who understand LA neo-noir. I lived in LA in the late 1970s, drove a taxi at night, and it gave me some real LA experiences. This comes out of a work that I did as an Uber driver recently. I saw a real Craigslist ad that made me think, what could go wrong? As the movie.
Indeed. Thank you, Ned Daly. Let's move over to Judson Vaughn. Judson, take it away.
Hi there, everyone. My name's Judson Vaughan. I'm the writer-director of a short film called We Will Find You. Apologies for my voice. I sound like a man of the neo-noir. Not very well at the moment, but I didn't want to miss this. A man haunted by the murder of his brother searches for the whereabouts of his killer. It's kind of that simple, really, but got a European sort of vibe to it. Yeah.
All right. Judson, for future reference, I want you to know once you get well, I suspect you should keep that voice because it's quite compelling for us. So
everybody's been saying that. Thanks.
Indeed. We're going to move over here to Kevin Bruner. Take it away, Mr. Brunner.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kevin Bruner, and I'm an actor and also a painter. And I'm a screenwriter for Return to Spalding Drive. And at the heart of it is a love story with a present-day screenwriter in LA who goes back in time and falls in love with a gangster mole who has this dark secret that is revealed at the end of the movie, of the screenplay, I should say.
All right, all right. And the secret is, no, I'm just kidding. Hang on to that, Kevin. We're going to read it and find out about it. Let's move over here to the great, the legendary, what's this guy's name? Daryl Della, ladies and gentlemen. Daryl, take it away.
Hi, I'm Daryl Della. I'm a director. This is Sasha Boggs. She's our producer. And we wrote Frank Barnett in Love's Long Shadow. And it's about San Francisco private detective who is left for dead in a West Texas desert while he's on the search for a mysterious artifact, a vial, which can test your true love. And he finds out that there's some connection to his current fiance.
Indeed, Daryl. That sounds like a Tuesday for me. If I had $1 for every time that happened to me. Now, we'll talk about that later, but let's deal with Tim Palamani right now. Tim, take it away.
Hi, nice to meet you, everybody. I'm Tim Palamani from Tel Aviv, Israel. I'm the writer, director, and producer of the short movie The Rebel. It's a neo-noir movie about the dictatorship of academies, and I think it's hard to explain my idea in 3 sentences, but I invite you to watch this movie.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Now, we've had enough of the light stuff. Now we're going to get dark with Darko. Ladies and gentlemen, take it away, Darko.
Good day, guys. I'm Darko Dijeric, director, cinematographer of the movie called The Love and Guns Mafia Tales. It's rather abstract. I'm from Australia, Perth, Australia. It is a rather abstract story following the redemption of the ex-assassin trying to move forward in life. It's kind of falling under the love story. Assassin tried to fall in love and have a life, basically, and it's of course in between with a lot of different flavors and motives, and explores the really deep conscious of the psyche of the human psyche.
Indeed. Thank you, Darko. That's so much. I just need to take a moment to digest that. A riddle wrapped within an enigma, and a question circling that you can't hide from yourself. That's what I heard.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Profound statement I heard from a homeless gentleman just about 10 minutes ago when he was asking me for something. But I appreciate you repeating that for me. Ladies and gentlemen, before I close this summary of who we are, just like in my meals, I like to end with a nice bit of chocolate. So we're going to head over here to Johnny Baker Jr., and he's going to tell us about his project and give us a little bit about himself. Take it away, Johnny.
Well, Johnny Baker Jr., I'm the film director and writer for Platinum Kiss Films. This film, The Art of Deception, goes back to the old school where you deceive your intentions. So Apollo, he's a heist expert. So what he does, he picks people off the internet, new school, finds out how much money they make, finds out their weakness, and then he uses that to get into their circle. And once he gets into their circle, he finds out their life dreams and what they do, and infiltrates. And in this particular case, a young lady worth 25 million infiltrates her at an art studio, gets her to invite him, and they go somewhere and they look at art, and she invites him into her home, and he rips her off. But at the end, she gets it.
She gets what? What did you say, Johnny? At the end, she gets
At
what?
the end, at the very end, I don't want to give it away, but when he thinks he's finally reached his objective and he thinks he's free to go, he grabs her and she fakes him out, pulls out a gun, and tells him to get out before she shoots him.
Okay, thanks, Johnny. I'm gonna save some of that. It's so deep. It's like Kevin Brunner's film. You don't want to give away too much of it here.
That's right.
Hang on. Thank you. But I like how you were going there. You were going to take us. Okay, you want to know this is what happened. But let's hold off on that for a second. Now we're going to get to the juicy part. Did you want to say something, Dennis Manning? I see you blinking over there doing stuff. What's happening over there?
How about those neo-noir films? You asked for the 5. I have those.
Not so easy there, Dennis Manning. I'm going to give you another question since you brought it up. Okay. Are you a David Lynch fan?
Not my favorite, but I know him.
Are you well, who's your favorite, Dennis?
I mean, for the classic Billy Wilder with Double Indemnity, that's one of my very favorites.
Okay. You got 10 seconds, Dennis, to give me 3 Billy Wilder movies. The clock starts now.
So Double Indemnity, I think Wilder did All About Eve. And the third one, I'm not going to get.
Ah, man. Okay, all right. That doesn't mean you can't redeem yourself, Dennis. This is a magical place. This is neo-noir, so anything can happen. Stay tuned for the end of the show. Now, I saw Tim Palamani. He wanted to bite at the bit with that David Lynch stuff. He was going crazy, ripping his headphones off and everything. So, Tim, Raghav, we got to let somebody else in. This is like Mr. Rogers' neo-noir style, except Mr. Rogers is a black guy with a hat on or something. I guess it's not like Mr. Rogers. Okay, that's okay. We're going to keep moving. Let's let in Raghav. He might be a ninja master of some sorts. We don't know who that guy could be. Okay, going back to you, Tim. You're not quite off the hook just yet. So you say you're a David Lynch fan, eh? Is that correct?
Yeah. Okay. I'm really a fan of David Lynch. Yeah.
All right, Tim, you got 10 seconds to give me 5 David Lynch movies. The clock starts now.
Elephant Man, Eraserhead, Mulholland Drive, Blue Velvet, Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me. That's all.
You had a lot already. I just wanted to keep you moving like that. That was pretty good. All right, Tim, we're going to send you a nice 10,000 cents Starbucks card. I don't know if they have Starbucks in Israel, but make it happen.
No.
That'll give you incentive to come here to LA.
Thank you.
Now,
yeah, I will come.
Thank you. I knew that's all it would take is a good Starbucks card. So we're gonna go to each person. I'm gonna ask you a question, and I just want you to expound as briefly as you can. If somebody liked the other person's question, you can jump in after he talks and tell him how dead wrong he is and he's so full of shit or whatever you want to tell him. But you know, you respond if it really touches you, this question. But before we get into that, we have Raghav here. Say hello to Raghav, everybody. All right.
Hello. How you doing?
Raghav.
Hi, good evening.
All right, Raghav, the show's over. Thanks for coming. Okay, Raghav, I want you very briefly to give your name, your capacity with the project. Are you the screenwriter, director, producer, what have you? And the title of your project and what briefly is your project about? Raghav, okay. Take it away.
Okay, perfect. Hi, my name is Raghav. I am based in the Netherlands, and my movie is called What's Mrs. Harrington Hiding? Okay. So I co-wrote the project. I was also the producer, editor, DOP, and colorist. It's a black and white movie, so not that much color grading, but it was to some extent. Yeah, so what happens in the movie is basically the atmosphere is set on a stormy evening. Our protagonist, a female protagonist, Evelyn, she's about to leave after committing a crime. So she has committed a crime and she's about to leave with her accomplice. So she has an affair with somebody and they're about to meet, but there's a storm going on outside. And then as she prepares to leave, two men knock on her door, trying to seek shelter from the storm. And one of them happens to be a sergeant escorting a prisoner, and they're seeking shelter. So are they going to find out what she's done or what she's hiding? So that's the whole premise of the movie.
Indeed, indeed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to fly around this room at light speed, and I want you to do the same. As I ask a question to you, I want you to be prepared to answer it. And then, some of them I'm going to open them up for everybody to answer. So let's start with Kevin Brunner here. Kevin, what is it about neo-noir that appeals to you, and why did you use it to tell your story? Take it away, Kevin.
Well, I think it's all about history, all that they know, or they're telling lies. There's always a surprise or a puzzle that the audience has to figure out what they want.
Kevin, wait. For some reason, you're chopping up right now. So what we're going to do is you're going to remind me at the end of this to come back to you. But right now, we're going to go to Louis Fantasia. But remember the question I asked you, Kevin. Louis, why neo-noir, and why are you using it to tell your story? Take it away.
Well, I've lived in Los Angeles over 40 years, and I've always been fascinated by the fact that you have all this, glitz and glamour of Hollywood, and then 30 minutes drive anywhere else, you've got this underbelly of alternative lives. So the contrast between the two was one reason for the atmosphere. The second thing is that noir, neo, or otherwise deals with the ambiguity of life. Nobody's completely good or evil. Nobody's completely clean. Nobody gets out alive. If you follow the American dream, it can kill you. All this kind of dark kind of subtext. And finally, I did most of my career in the theater, and I remember somebody talking about Oedipus Rex, and they said that the nature of detective stories is that they're ultimately about the nature of love. So I wanted to do a detective story that was ultimately about the nature of love and how you get sucked in, and the night blooming jasmine and the smell of whiskey and perfume and all of that just draws you deeper and deeper into a hole you can't get out of. So I just found that fascinating.
Beautiful. Thanks, Louis. Louis, let's just keep on Louis Fantasia here for a second. What's your next project, Louis? What's the next?
Well, this Barbershop Detective is conceived as an eight-part series. I finished the first 8, so my next project is to write the next 8, hopefully for season 2.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And how can we reach you, Louis, for some more of this good neo-noir work?
Oh man, I'm so old school. I'm in the phone book.
Okay.
Or else you can get me on Louis.Fantasia, just like the movie, at Gmail. That's it. That's my life.
Do me a favor, Louis, and repeat the website again at the end. You kind of chopped up on the end there.
Yeah, the Gmail is Louis.Fantasia, or I'm in the phone book. Call me.
All right. Indeed. Thank you, Louis. Stay on the line.
All right.
Talk now to Martin Navarro. Martin, I'm going to pose the same question to you. Why neo-noir as a genre, and why did you pick it for this project you're working on?
Well, to be honest, I watched the movie Manhunt by Fritz Lang, and that sort of sparked the idea to do kind of a tracking down somebody, and that's where the whole story sparked from. So from there, just explored the genre, and I just like the mood of it, the atmosphere, the way that genre sort of unravels, and you slowly find out more and more about who the characters are and what the plot is.
Indeed. What do you got coming up next, Martin?
I'll be shooting another short film that I've written. I'll direct it now in January. And currently co-writing with a buddy of mine a feature film. That's in the fantasy genre, not in neo-noir. So
okay. And how would we reach you, Martin, if we want some more good material?
Yeah, right now, just my email. I actually go by DDR, so ddrnavarro@gmail.com.
Right. Sounds good, Martin.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I go by the Debbie Does Carry, but that's a whole different email. We're going to move now into Tony Stengel. Tony,
Hey.
I'm going to pose a question to you that may or may not have anything to do with anything. Now, what is the age limit for neo-noir, Tony? Can you be a high school student and write neo-noir? Can you be a senior that's 107 and write? Is there an age limit for great neo-noir? Or what is the best time and best place? And how do you tell the best neo-noir story? That's a mouthful, Tony, but hopefully you'll make that question make sense. Take it
I
away.
got it. Well, yeah, sure. So for what I love and appreciate about neo-noir, it's not really connected to age. It's connected to point of view. I love the cynicism, the malcontention, the iconoclasm, not just to mention the mood. So if you're a high school student and they have like built-in angst, so if you're a high school student, you can feel that the whole world is just fucked up, then you're halfway to noir. And if you're older and you've been around enough to connect the dots from when you were younger to now to modern times, then you just get an even deeper noir if that's your lent. So what I love about noir is ageless.
I see. Well, what are you working on next, Tony?
I have a couple things going through the festival circuit right now. I have God's a Gamer, about God invented a game called Planet Earth. I've got Morrison Lives, which is about Jim Morrison is still alive in Paris. And I got to, make my way into his apartment complex when I was backpacking Europe last year. I've got a couple features already written, and I'm pitching a series, which is also a feature called Metalheads, because it's yet to be done. It's an untapped market. Metal fans are rabid. We have 3 generations of fans. They sell out everything everywhere we go. And you got to be authentic if you're going to lay down a metal project, because they smell a poser from a mile away.
Indeed. And how will we reach you, Tony, for this good metal jump?
Well, you can reach my Socks On Productions.
Okay.
Socksonproductions.com, or action@socksonproductions.com. But you can go to my website and you can find my email and my voicemail contact there as well. And that's why I took this off my car, because it's not Saxon. I don't know what you'll get if you go there. It's Socks On Productions.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yes, don't go to Saxon's. I've been there. It's not a place to go back to. Okay, we're going to go to Julius Caesar. But since we can't find him, we're going to deal with Julius Galacki. He'll tell us about it. Julius, since you got such an interesting name, let me pose this question to you. How legitimate should the history be in neo-noir films? Do you have the right in neo-noir films to lie? The movie, the TV show Friends is coming to mind, where it's just all white people in New York and nobody else exists in the town. Is that okay in neo-noir to tell a story and kind of twist the past a little bit? What's your take on that, Julius?
Well, with art, you can always lie a little bit. You don't have to be tied exactly to history, because then you would be a historian if you were tied exactly to history. But the whole thing about noir is that it is dealing with the lights and darks of society, where there are people with nothing, there are people with everything, and the cynicism, there is a cynical thing to noir of corruption. So, you can't lie about that. If you're lying about what life really is like, it ain't noir.
Indeed. So, what do you have that you're working on for the future, Julius?
So actually, I'm kind of working on a noir project. I wasn't intending to. It's a murder mystery set in 1977 back in my hometown area of the Jersey Shore.
Right.
I'm just really bringing in the music of that period and everything, and it's kind of almost like autobiography mixed with some pretty grisly murders.
All right.
And it's called The Curse of the 14 Holy Helpers right now. That's tentative.
Now, how can we reach you, Julius?
So it's on my website, www.juliusgalacki, all one word, .com. Email, unlike the all one word, it's julius.galacki@gmail.com.
Thank you so much, Julius. Now, I see a hand raised from Johnny Walker Red. Excuse me, Johnny Baker Jr. Johnny, take it away.
This whole Neil Moore thing came to me since I've been a little kid. And I watched the old movies like Humphrey Bogart and James Cagney, and I was very interested in how they played their roles and how they always seemed to find a way to get away, and whether it's murder or not murder, that really fascinated me. So, as a film director, writer, and producer, my company is Platinum Kiss Films. Very easy, Platinum Kiss Films, and I use that in my project. And so my upcoming project is going to be a follow-up with this movie, The Art of Dark Deception. Because all these movies have some type of deception in them. They're always using some way to get their objective. And for me, it's not the obvious. It's use deception to me to find that niche that you're trying to do. So that's what really fascinates me about like James Cagney and all them other old school film actors,
right?
And how they were able to hold the audience, as the protagonist. How they were able to, like the new movies are not like that as much as the old school. So for me, that really grabbed me, and I'm going to continue in this area. I just found it very fascinating. And my other guy was, of course, Alfred Hitchcock. How he directed and how he didn't move cameras and the things that he did that was just different. Not like today, where everybody's moving cameras. No, Alfred would set a camera up and move the actors. He would move the actors, in his movies. Where now today everybody's moving and using gimbals and all that. So for me, being a little younger, but just enjoying movies in general, I love this area of film.
Johnny Baker Jr., where can we find more material from you? How would we reach you if we want?
I'm IMDb, my company, very easy. You put in PlatinumKissFilms.com. My website comes up. You'll see a lot of articles about me. And not only just that, you'll see about my second cousin, the most famous actor, black actor, Sidney Poitier.
Oh my
He's my
God.
second cousin. He's the one that really got me involved in this whole film thing 20 years ago. So it's PlatinumKissFilms.com. You'll see a whole bunch of stuff about me. I'm from Philadelphia and New Jersey. I got a lot of articles about me, but I'm still a beginner. I'm still learning. I've only been doing it for 10 years, but I do it all.
You're quite humble there, Johnny Baker. Thank you so much for that. We're going to hang on to that information. I didn't know we had a celebrity here, Sidney Poitier's cousin. Look out, man. I'm going to have a heart attack. Now we're going to move over here to the great, legendary Jay Shearer. You thought Sidney Poitier's cousin was something. Let's hear from Jay. Take it away, Jay. Oh,
I can't beat that. I don't think I can beat that. Do you have a question for me specifically that I should address, or should I just...
figured that. I just thought I probably should give him a question before he takes it somewhere. Let me ask you something, Jay. Here's a question for you. I just ask any neo-noir question that comes to mind on these things. And I just recently saw a movie called Terrifier, where basically a gentleman's testicles were put into a blender with a chainsaw, and whatever it's about, that earns the title alone. Just that ball jiggling scene was enough for me. Jay, what is the limit? I hate to go there. Sorry about that, Kirsten, by the way. I hate to go into that depth. But is there a law with neo-noir that you can't be too vulgar here or there, or is the world limitless when it comes to the violence? What do you think about violence in neo-noir? Take it away, Jay.
Ooh, that's a good question. I love that question. So I'll just speak for myself. For me, what you don't show is almost always more powerful than what you do show. So to me, what I like to do is I like to build up something that's going to happen, and then we'll leave it to the imagination of the person that's sitting there in the audience to see it.
I like that.
Now, having said that, I mean, there's some people that use violence really, really well in films. I mean, whether it's Game of Thrones, which is a proof of the fact that violence is going to get you nowhere and that power is something that you shouldn't even really want, to, the way that Tarantino uses violence as very much a cathartic violence, like what you get with Inglourious Bastards and the ending there. So I like to leave it a little bit more mysterious, but other people have used it to great effect.
Thank you very much, Jay. What's your next project, and how can we reach you in the future? Take it away.
Yeah, next project. So No Vacancy is a proof of concept short for a feature film called The Harlequin that we're working on right now. Script is finished. Script has gotten really good feedback. And it is also a neo-noir project. Just looking to pitch it to some studios, pitch it to some investors, and go make it. And you can find me in a couple places. IMDb is a good place to find me. There's not that many people with the name Jay Shear, so it's a little bit easier to find me on IMDb. But the other place you can find me is How Stories Work with Jay Shear on YouTube. I am a storytelling enthusiast and a student of storytelling. And over there, I'm just trying to take whatever I learn and spit it back out to the audience.
All right. Thank you, Jay, for that great information. Michael Zwain's going to explain to us what we've been missing in this conversation. Michael, tell us how everybody else is fucked up when it comes to this information, and tell them how they don't know what you know about neo-noir. Tell us something, a nugget that we haven't reached on this neo-noir discussion. Take it.
I will say, I think neo-noir, noir in general sort of has a certain vibe to it. So I don't think anyone made this point, but some people, at least in this session, but some people do. I think it takes more than violence and a certain amount of gore to be noir. Like, I don't, Terrifier, those movies have their place. I like them, but I would consider, it has to be a tonal thing for me, certain movies like Chinatown, Mulholland Drive, those are neo-noirs to me. So there's a certain mood and a certain color and lighting that defines it.
Indeed. Michael, what are you working on? Any future projects? Anything you're working on later?
Yeah, so the one I shot isn't a noir, but it's in post-production now. It's kind of a dark comedy. After that, I'm thinking of doing a TV show pilot, a neo-noir one about people going missing in this town. And they have to get to the bottom of it, and something like that, yeah.
And how would we reach you, Michael, if we want more of this good material?
Yeah, Film Mike 98 ACCT@gmail.
Indeed. Dennis Manning, I've been meaning. Hello, how are you today?
Excellent, thanks. And you?
We'll see as the day progresses. It's up and down, but thanks for asking. Good thing I had my orange juice. Dennis, let me ask you this. Does the filmmaker have an obligation to have the moral high ground? Can you have a movie in neo-noir where everybody's a criminal and it has low morals? Does the filmmaker have the moral obligation to tell a moral story at the end, or a moral to the story? Take it away, Dennis.
I think it does. You have to show that there are consequences to the moral choices that people make. So in classic neo-noir, I think there's escalating stakes, and each character has to kind of deal with that. You need to have a protagonist, and all those things may collide, but at the end, there's got to be some kind of right siding, to that. It's not a happy ending like a Disney film, but I think the morality's got to be combined with the grittiness of the truth, and then that will sort of leave where it is. I think another colleague on this call said that they like to leave people guessing. I think that might have been Jay, that kind of not tell the whole story, but leave it kind of dangling. But I do believe that we are bound to the reality of whatever era we're in.
Indeed. How can we reach you for more good material in the future, Dennis?
Sure. Website is Danforth, DANFORTH music.org.
Thank you. As well, thank you. Now, we want to ask Kirsten Cuomo. First of all, thank you for being on the show, Kirsten. We appreciate you. You're one woman out of two women that showed up today, so we value your participation here. Kirsten, as you know, you are a female. What gives you the right to write from? Do you have any men in your story, first of all?
I do have men in my story. The three main protagonists, I have two men and a woman. Well, they're teenagers, so two boys and a girl.
Okay. Now, my question to you, Kirsten, and I hope you don't take offense to this, but you're not a man. What gives you the right or what makes you feel qualified to speak with authentic male characters? How do you get them? What is your secret to that?
What is my secret to authentic male characters? Well, I think I just put myself in someone's place, you know, in my story. We're talking about the 80s, Appalachia, steel mills have closed down, drugs have moved in, everywhere has become dangerous. So I just put myself, whether they're men or women, just put myself in their place and try to think, you know, what would they be thinking in this situation?
Indeed, indeed. That's an option. Okay. What are you working on now, Kirsten?
So I jumped right back into noir. My next screenplay is tentatively titled Bridge Freezes Before Road, but it is about a woman who has highly superior autobiographical memory, which some people call photographic memory. She goes on a hike with her husband, they're newlyweds, and he pushes her off a cliff. And she's got until she drops to figure out why he murdered her.
I like that. I like the sound of that. I had a dollar every time I tried that, honey, right? Okay. We want to talk now to Ned Daly. I already got your information of how to reach you. Is that right, Kirsten?
Correct. KirstenCuomo.com.
Thank you so much. Ned Daly, the man we all know and love. That name is so familiar to me, being a resident of Chicago for many years. The Dalys, if you look those up, you'll see it's a little neo-noir in there as well. Ned Daly, as you know, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but we just had a presidential election in America, is it? In America. Do we have an obligation as filmmakers? Or maybe I should ask, does Ned Daly have an obligation as a filmmaker and storyteller to write about the society and where we think it is going from our point of view? Do we have a impulse to write our emotion about, you know, or say something about the times? Take it away, Ned.
Absolutely not. Artists have an obligation to their art. That's it.
Yeah, right on. Right on.
The problem I have with you, Ned, is you don't know when to shut up, Ned. Just keep running your mouth, but that's okay. What are you working on in the future, Ned? What's your next project?
Well, the next project is a totally different idea. I'm doing a documentary about the Boston Harbor Walk, a 43-mile semi-contiguous journey around the inner harbor of Boston from Neponset to downtown to Charlestown and East Boston.
And how can we reach you for some more of this good material, Ned?
Sure, you could look at me on IMDb, or you could drop me an email at ned@act2partners.com.
Thank you very much, Ned. Just fine. I'm going to talk to you for a second here. Now, my issue with you, Judson, is you have the voice and you're more handsome than most of the people on this panel right here. So we already are from the top. We're having problems right now. I want to see all the other handsome people here. But let's deal with this. Judson, I'm going to pose a question I've already posed. Do you ever feel when you're writing your work that you have an obligation to speak on societal themes or touch on issues that are affecting society? Take it away, Judson.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, not necessarily. I think it depends if it is relevant to the story. I might borrow from it rather than make it necessarily about that. If it's a documentary, sure, right? You might well do that a little bit more, but with a narrative fiction, yeah, perhaps I'll borrow from an idea or a thematic or something like that. But yeah, I don't think it dominates necessarily. It just depends, really.
What are you working on in the future, Judson, and how can we reach you? Take it away.
So I'll read you the log line for the next one. I haven't quite finished the script, but it's nearly finished. It's going to be my first film in Spanish. I live in Spain now, and it's called Aldeanos, otherwise known as The Rurals. And and it's, well, I'll read the log line. When a rural Galician couple's bid for glory goes hilariously awry, their quiet life is turned upside down as they find themselves thrust into a whirlwind of fame and unintended consequences. Voice intentional.
Indeed.
And it's like a comedy drama, and yeah, looking forward to making it.
And
you
how
can find me at,
go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just going to say you can find me at dragoneggfilms.com. And yeah, thanks for having me today.
Thank you. Thank you, Jetson. Stay on the line. Who is the gentleman? My memory fades me. I have all of the CTE that Mike Tyson has without the boxing experience. So I can't remember a lot of things. Who is the gentleman that keeps not almost making it and saying, I'm 2 seconds in and I didn't get the answer? Which one of you? Is that Dennis or Kevin? Who did I ask a question?
I think it was Kevin. It was Kevin.
This is Kevin.
It was Kevin.
My internet. Currently.
Okay, I tell you what you do. We're going to do this, Kevin, like we're reading Braille or what have you. Well, it can't be Braille, but I want you to type it in, whatever it is you want to say over here on the side here. Do you have something where you can type and I'll put it in there and I will explain it, well, what it is. But Kevin, if you can hear me, say, I can hear you. Well, I guess if you're having internet problems, I wouldn't be able to hear you. So that settles that question. Kevin, just type in your favorite neo-noir, your favorite line in a movie. Take it away, Kevin. Just type it in and I'll read it later on for the people. Let's move on over here to Daryl Della. Hold on 1 second, Daryl Della. Kevin, can you hear me good? Kevin, if you can hear me, say hello. Okay.
I hear you.
Okay, that's okay. Well, if you can hear me good, listen to this. These are your instructions, Kevin. 5-10 seconds, and then this whole thing will self-destruct. I need you to tell me your favorite neo-noir line. Type it into the magic typing thing that puts a caption over there. Whatever the doogie is. Okay. As you're doing that, we're going to go over to Daryl Della. Just don't talk no more, Kevin. It's too painful to listen to. It breaks my heart. I can't hear what you're saying. So we're going to have you type in your favorite neo-noir line ever spoken in a movie. And that'll get you your 500 for the Starbucks card. And now we're going to go to Daryl Della. Daryl, how are you doing today, first of all, Daryl?
We're doing all right. We just came back from having a couple margaritas.
All right. You're just the man I want to talk to. I have a very extensive, high intellectual question to ask you. Be perfectly articulate with it. Now, and do it within 30 seconds. Now, the question is, Daryl, tell us a little bit about your story again once more.
So our story is about a San Francisco detective who's left for dead in a West Texas desert. And it's a love story about him finding out that there's some connection to the mysterious artifact he's on the trail of and his current fiance. So,
Daryl, let me ask you, this neo-noir genre is it's loved by some and not given a damn by many. Why should we continue with this genre? What is it about this genre that's appealing? And is there a place for neo-noir in today's modern society? Take it away.
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved it from some of the reasons other people have said, is the darkness of the human spirit, the human condition. It can reveal a lot about humanity, looking at these the seedier underbelly of our society, and also it's pretty fun doing it because we can be violent and sexy and dramatic. It's like soap operas for guys.
Can I say something?
Sure.
What I think is so cool about noir is, like, wasn't it the whole genre created because a lack of money,
Resources,
lack
yes.
of resources.
Well, that's like why the style.
Yeah, I just think that's so
lighting.
cool. And then it's just evolved from there. Like it was so experimental, and now it's one of the most popular.
I love that it's like it's kind of a, I guess a lower form of like the pulp stories that were sort of looked down upon, and now it's been expanded into being a high art through various stories that kind of look deep.
Indeed. Thank you. What are you guys working on next, and how can we reach you in the future? Take it away, Daryl Della.
You can find all our stuff at dollarsanddonuts.com or Dollars and Donuts Productions. We've got about 90 short films you can watch there, and some of our comic books include some of our characters, including this character that we're making a film about. We just finished shooting, so we're still editing Love's Long Shadow right now, and we've got a couple scripts that we're writing currently too.
Thank you so much, Daryl Della. Hang on the line. We'll be with you again shortly. We're coming over here to Darko. How are you doing today, Darko?
Great, thank you, sir. Really great. Honored to be here and meet with all of you guys. It's an absolute pleasure.
I see. Now, Darko, let me get this right. I'm hearing an accent there. Are you perhaps from Texas?
No, not at all, sir. I was actually born in former Yugoslavia, from Montenegro, but migrant. I'm Australian migrant, basically lived in Australia for about 28 years. Yeah, I've been involved in arts and filmmaking, sort of acting for quite a long time.
Okay, so you're saying I was slightly off in my estimate of where you were from. Is that correct?
Yeah, just a bit.
Okay, let me ask you this, Darko. You being from so many different places, neo-noir has traditionally been, in our understanding, a big city, New York, LA kind of thing. Why do you feel you have a claim to this genre, and what is it about your work that appeals to that genre and vice versa? Take it away, Darko.
To me, sir, when I somehow ended up in neo-noir without even trying to get there, like I actually made some music videos maybe 10 years ago, and I didn't know even at the time this is neo-noir. Like I had all of the, all of the ingredients. Like I had the lights, shadows, protagonists, violence, sex sort of thing. And I realized 5 years later, Jesus, this was a neo-noir music video. And some kind of like, I think the neo-noir, it's like these shadows and lights. It's a bit like a yin and yang, evil. And so I like color, I like shadows, I like deep emotional sort of content. And I like to explore stories on a level rather emotional than intellectual.
Indeed.
And that's how I guess I end up always into these shadows, I guess.
Indeed. How can we reach you for more good work in the future, Darko?
My website is creative-film.com. Creative-film.com. Simple.
All right. Now I want to move over here to Tim Palamanti. Tim, where are you? Did you say you were in Colorado, correct? Where did you say you were in?
No, I'm in Tel Aviv.
Yes, I was testing you. All right. Now, let me ask you, Tim, we've heard from the Zen existentialist Darko, and we've heard from two clearly inebriated people, Daryl Della. We've heard from them. We want to hear from you now, Tim. What is your take on why people in Tel Aviv have a connection to neo-noir? How does that appeal to you? Why does it appeal to you? And how is it relevant in your story? Take it away, Tim.
Really, I don't know why I chose neo-noir genre, because it was something like a emotional choice, not rational. And I love movies, and my next works will be not in this genre, and I want to try everything. And so we have no borders, no rules what to choose when we were shooting movies. And so I don't think it's very popular in Tel Aviv, and I don't think it's very popular in every place. I think we choose something that is close to us, to our heart, and so yeah.
Where would
I don't know what is popular in Tel Aviv now.
No worries, me neither. Then we're fine. Let me ask you, where can we reach you for more work in the future, Tim?
You can find my profiles in every social media because I have all the profiles are named by my name, Tim Palomani. There is no, it's unique name because I search for some people who has the same name. There are no people with the same name. Or you can find me in Facebook and LinkedIn, in Instagram, and also I have a channel on YouTube with the same name, and also my Gmail is tim.palomani@gmail.com.
Okay, just in case this thing runs out of time, I want you, Raghav, to briefly state how we can reach you. And then I want you to do it too, Kevin Bruner, state how we can reach you. And Kevin Bruner, if your words don't come out clearly, I want you to type it into our magical chat section there. Take it away, Raghav.
Okay, so I make movies together with my twin brother under the banner of the Dutchman Films. We're writing our next project in the genre of, it's a bit of drama, fiction, and feel good. And we're most likely to start shooting in March next year. And it'll be probably in France and Netherlands together.
And Kevin Bruner, how can we reach you? You can type it in and say it as well.
My website is my last name and my first name, brunerkevin.com.
Indeed. Everybody who wants to give me any typing ins, or I got your words verbally, but if you want to type in how we can reach you as well, that's great as well. I'm going to go to Johnny Baker right now. Did I ask, if I asked you a question, raise your hand. If I asked you a question and you answered it, raise your hand. I didn't ask you anything, Julius Galacki?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Raise your hand, Julius, if I asked you a question.
Oh.
Okay. Johnny Baker's the last guy I didn't ask a question. Johnny, I want you to be brief as heck, okay?
Yes.
Okay. Johnny, you're black.
Yes.
Do you have, as a black filmmaker or black producer of neo-noir, do you have any obligation to the black community to portray us in a certain way? As you know, we've been portrayed all types of crazy ways by a lot of different crazy people. Do you have a responsibility, or is your responsibility to just make damn good art? Or what's your take on it, Johnny? Take it away very briefly, as if there were seconds left.
Very briefly.
Yes.
Intelligence, to me, is the one key about the whole neo-noir film. It's really about criminals back in the day in the early 50s and 70s, 60s. So they made these guys like gods. Me, it's about the intelligence. So you take that idea and you put it into a film and you use that as your source, whether he's a heist expert, a killer, Bogart, that's my thing. So the black community, don't use it the bad way. But it's hard not to, because that's what society seems to like.
Okay.
That's what society seems to like.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
Use it based on your own life experiences, as I can say. Use it as your own life experiences, good or bad.
All right.
And be responsible for the result.
Well spoken, Johnny Baker. Okay, we'll talk about it in a minute. Very profound. I'm going to go to each person. This thing that we're doing, this interview is kind of like life. You don't know when the big one's going to hit and the lights are going to go out. So what I'm going to have everyone do is state your favorite neo-noir line from a movie. It can be your own movie. It can be a movie that you saw, but you're going to give me your favorite, most profound, thoughtful neo-noir line, and we're going to close it with that. We'll start with Johnny Baker. Take it away.
I wish it was done my way.
Nice.
Louis Fantasia, take it away.
It's Chinatown, Jake.
Got mine.
Sorry.
Now you better get another one, Julius Galacki. All right. Take it away, Martin Navarro.
I don't know a line, but I mean, what comes to mind is the monologue in No Country for Old Men from Tommy Lee Jones at the end. So
What
something about
give me a nutshell of what he's give me
something like he talks about his father being old, or him being older than his father was when his father died, and he's not as young as he used to be. And things are different nowadays in violence. Yeah.
That reminds me of an old Fine Young Cannibal song I used to listen to. All right, beautiful. Let's hear from Tony Stengel. Take it away, Tony.
Hey, so it's sort of NOIR adjacent. Peter O'Toole in My Favorite Year. I just love the line, I am not an actor, I am a movie star.
I like that.
Indeed. Julius Galacki, ladies and gentlemen. You got it.
I'm going to have to go classic. From I'm a Fugitive from a Chain Gang. Last line.
Oh, yeah.
I steal.
I like that. I steal.
Jay Shearer. Take it away, Jay.
I had to look mine up. I'm cheating because I had to look it up because I couldn't get it exactly right. But it's also from Chinatown because you guys stole mine. So I'm going to give you this from Chinatown, and it's at the beginning of the film, and it gives us the premise. And it's Jake Gittes saying, "I'll tell you the unwritten law, you dumb son of a bitch. You got to be rich to kill somebody, anybody, and get away with it. You think you got that kind of dough? You think you got that kind of class?" Excellent line.
Good. That's good.
And let me remind Jay Shearer and the rest of you gentlemen and people here, neo-noir is all about stealing and cheating. So Jay's right.
Right. Exactly right.
Okay, he had the best answer.
That's about the gangsters.
And now let's move to Michael Swain. Take it away, Michael.
Yeah, from my favorite movie ever. This is The Girl, Mulholland Drive. It's a pretty short one, but
it was so short I didn't even hear it. Can you
hear it? This is The Girl, Mulholland Drive.
Wow.
Yeah, you've seen that one, right?
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Okay. Now we want to move to Dennis Manning. Take it away, Dennis.
From Sunset Boulevard, William Holden says, "Hey, you used to be big." Gloria Swanson says, "I am big."
Oh.
All right. I'm going to help you out with that. You used to be big. Yeah, I am big. It's the movies that got small.
Right. Ready for my close-up. Ready for my close-up.
Indeed, yes. Man, this
Thank
is
you.
go watch. I need to turn this off and go watch Sunset Boulevard. Okay. Let's go to Kirsten. No, we can't leave without hearing from Kirsten. Take it away.
You know, I believe it or not, I was also going to go to Sunset Boulevard, but I was going to do She Smelled of Tuberose, and I hated tuberose.
All right. Ned Daly, take it away.
I'm going to go back to Chinatown. What did you do in Chinatown, Jake? As little as possible.
Okay, Judson, you got to top that. Let's hear it.
It's got to be Pulp Fiction. Is it Jaws? When he says, "I'm the foot fucking master."
Wow. Wow. Judson gets points for the delivery and that voice there, you know. I'm going to have you read some Darth Vader stuff for me later, Judson. We're going to talk about that. I want to hear now from Daryl Della. And I hope you guys have drinking some water since that last speech. So go ahead.
Just Coke Zero.
There you go. Go ahead.
What's your favorite? You have one.
You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? Just put your lips together and blow.
Wow.
That's a have and have not.
Hey. Yes, sir. It sounds so much better coming from her. Let's hear Mr. Darko. Take it away, Darko. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to say something, young man? Daryl Della?
No, that was ours.
What'd you say?
No, that was good.
Okay, yeah. Don't try to beat it, man. Okay, let's move over to Darko. Take it away, Darko.
I have to believe in a world outside my own mind. I have to believe that my actions still have a meaning, even if I can't remember them. Memento, guy, please.
Wow. Nice. Powerful. How are you going to beat that, Tim Palamani? Go ahead, try and give it a try.
Okay, I think my favorite quote from neo-noir movie is when Jules in Pulp Fiction tells the lines from the Bible, but I could not repeat it. I know it's fictional quote, but it's perfect. And also, I think the best idea from Twin Peaks is the owls are not what they seem.
Something to the lines along the effect of there's the wolf and there's the sheep and there's the shepherd. I am the wolf, but I'm trying to be the shepherd. All right, Ragav, take it away.
I like this quote from Alfred Hitchcock. It's not from a movie, but just from him. He says, there is no terror in the bang, but there is in the anticipation of it. So the moments leading up to the bang, that's more, yeah, it's more scary than the bang itself.
All right. And finally, we want to hear from the great legendary, the unleavenated Kevin Bruner, ladies and gentlemen. Take it away, Kevin.
Yes, it's Sunset Boulevard, Los Angeles, California. It was 5 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Something like that.
Hey, I like that.
Opening line of Sunset Boulevard.
Indeed, it had me in anticipation. I'm like, what the hell is going to happen at 5 a.m.? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. For some reason, they're letting us live. I thought we would be all dead by now as far as this interview was concerned. Did anybody have any parting words they wanted to say that I didn't give them opportunity to speak? Johnny Baker, your hand has stayed up through the duration of this thing. Did you want to add something? Go ahead.
Yes. I like to say to all the film directors and writers, just continue. Don't let up. It's not an easy business. And stay with what you know best. For me, it's just stay focused and do what I do best. That's it. I'm a writer, director, editor, all of it. But I just love it. Money or no money, I just love it. And that's why I'm in it.
Johnny Baker is happy to be an Avenger, ladies and gentlemen. We want to go to Dennis Manning. Dennis, what did you honking your horn for? Speak what you wanted to say. Go ahead.
I'm good.
Okay. Somebody's going bump, and it's really, I'm like, what the hell? Who is this guy? But Louis Fantasia has his actual finger up, so that lets me know he wants to talk. Go ahead,
Well,
Louis.
I just wanted to share my second favorite noir line.
Let's hear it.
Which is, I'll have a bourbon with a bourbon chaser.
Wow.
I heard that.
Got to zing that. I know that it really speaks to Daryl Della and them down there. Anybody else want to say anything? We're about to close out now. Going once.
Thank you. I want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, man.
Thank everybody. All you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice being on a Zoom,
Thanks,
being on a
everyone.
Zoom or being anywhere with fellow artists. It's always a good time.
Indeed.
Pleasure.
This is neo-noir of LA and around the world, ladies and gentlemen. Be well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Everybody.
See you all later.
Thank you.
The Red X. Yeah.